Hey, what's up guys? Worldwide here. So we have a bit of a different sort of video for you today. We're going to be going over the most common, or the top 5 most common darting myths. Now, I asked a bunch of people about this and I developed a list here. Now, I think most of us will agree with probably 4 out of 5 of these. There's one here, to be honest, I really didn't want to add because I know it's going to piss off a lot of people from one specific country. But at the end of the day, it's still a myth. So what do you say we just jump right into this? We'll try to make it a somewhat short video. And in no particular order, here we go. Okay, here we go for myth number 1. Again, in no particular order. But believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that are under the impression that an 80% tungsten barrel is of lesser quality than a 90% tungsten barrel. Or to put it another way, they think that 80% tungsten darts are absolute junk. I'm here today to tell you that's not true at all. As far as quality goes, an 80% tungsten barrel is every bit as good as any higher tungsten content barrel there is. These are made just as nice, they fly just as nice, they perform just as well. The only difference is if you took 2 identical weights, say you took 2 24-gram darts and put them side by side, one was 90%, one was 80% tungsten, really, the only difference is the 90% tungsten is going to have some smaller dimensions, maybe a little bit thinner, maybe a little bit shorter, but as far as pure quality goes, there's no difference. You know, they perform just as well, and really it's up to the individual and whatever they prefer anyway. But as far as quality goes, 80% tungsten darts are every bit as good as 90% tungsten darts. So there's your myth number 1. Okay, here we go for myth number 2. Again, in no particular order. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that think expensive darts will help you play better. I think, as a lot of you guys know here on this channel, you've seen a lot of my review videos of the affordable darts. Price has absolutely nothing to do with the standard that you're going to play at. Just because you buy $150 darts doesn't mean they're going to be better or they're going to perform better. That's just not the case at all. That's not how darts works whatsoever. I mean, if it was the case, we'd all be buying Phil Taylor Generation 6 darts. We'd all be smashing in 100 averages and call it a day. Personally, I've thrown some of my best darts with a set of $14 darts that I bought at A180 a few years ago. I don't use those darts anymore, but man, they were such a great dart. But again, expensive darts will not make you play better. And that is myth number 2. Okay, here we go for myth number 3. Kind of on the fence about this one. I don't know how I feel about it. But the myth is you need to have a perfect action/throw in order to play world-class darts. And I think, as most of us know, that's not always the case. One example I can think of, Big John Henderson. He has this odd rocking back and forth motion. I don't think any of us would recommend that any dart player do that whatsoever. But at the end of the day, last year he took the world's best player to a 6-6 draw in front of a crowd of like 10,000 people. That works for him. And again, we wouldn't recommend anybody do that. There's also, going back a few years, Jockey Wilson. He had this horrible snatchy throw. End of the day, he's a 2-time world champion. Looking at Dave Chisnell has that today. He gets snatchy from time to time. He plays some world-class darts, hits 180s at a higher rate than any other professional. You got Mensur Suljovic, Data Hedman. You have myself. I had a severe case of dartitis years ago. I know that I have a really unusual throw. My elbow moves a lot. I get a little snatchy from time to time. But I think dedication, desire, the desire to play well kind of overrides all that. So, at the end of the day, you do not need a perfect action to play well. Myth number 3. All right, here we go. Myth number 4. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't want to do this one at all. My buddy put me up to this. I think he honestly just wants to see me get roasted in the comments section. But myth number 4, and mostly it's going to be for American players. Myth number 4, cricket has a lot of strategy. Well, I'm here today to tell you that's not true at all. Cricket has very, very little strategy, and it's actually one of the most simple games to play. And I know there's a lot of guys from the UK. Most of my followers are from the UK. You're going to have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But we play a game of cricket here in the United States, and so many people swear that it has all this strategy, when in reality, and I gave this quite a bit of thought, I can only think of 2 legit strategies in the entire game. Now, let me tell you about them. The first one let's say the opponent goes first and closes down the 20s. You do not want to chase. You don't want to go behind him and try to close 20s. You want to go to 19s. So the one strategy there would be to do not chase. Now the second strategy, and I really put some thought into this one, if you're a very weak player, a lesser skilled player, you want to throw at the bottom of the board. That way you can slop into the 16, the 19, the 17, or the 15 scoring segments. The top of the board, you only have the 20s and 18s. So there's 100% more segments you can score on the bottom of the board if you're a lesser skilled player and you miss by a wide margin. So that's another strategy. If you're a weak player, throw towards the bottom of the board. You're most likely bound to hit something, a 16, a 19, a 17, or a 15. Other than those two strategies right there, there is no more. There just isn't. You know, the game of cricket, there's only 7 scoring segments. And if you're down on points, you want to pick the next highest scoring segment to score on and get as many points as you can. If you're up on points, all you want to do is either point some more or pick a new segment to close. That's it. That's how simple the game is. So when people say cricket is strategic, I'm going to have to say cricket does not have that much strategy at all, other than the two that I mentioned. So there we go. Myth number 4. I didn't like that one. Okay, here we go for our 5th and final darting myth. And this is a bad one, guys. The myth is you should spray your dartboard with water. Matter of fact, this myth is so bad, there's a video right now on YouTube, and it's got something like 55,000 views. And the number one, actually, let me put that up there right now. The number one recommendation of taking care of your dartboard is to spray it. Oh my God, how much does that video make you cringe right now? Under no circumstances do you want to get liquid anywhere near your dartboard. So do not spray your dartboard with water. Well, there we go, guys. There's my top 5 darting myths. Hope you enjoyed this different sort of video. And the Americans, please take it easy in the comments section on that last one, the cricket stuff. You know, just go easy on me there. But since it's my channel, you know what we got to do. One more clip, and seeing how it's St. Paddy's Day, hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Ooh, right in that left-hand corner. Unblocked. Oh, how about a St. Paddy's Day 170? Well, there we go, guys. 170 on St. Paddy's Day. Perfect way to end the video. Hope you enjoyed this look at the top 5, or I don't know, I guess we can call it top 5 biggest darting myths. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. As always, we'll see you on the next video. Later.